I'm very happy about today's match because she's a tough opponent and she does retrieve a lot of balls and she likes to use the pace of opponent, and I really try to use the whole court and try to open up the court and sometimes go behind her and obviously look for my forehand and try to yeah, to be more aggressive from that side, and it worked really well, so I'm very pleased.
You've had your more than your share of injuries this year. Are you feeling right now 100%? Talk about your the way you.
I still have a handful of pills every morning. No, but it is a little bit unfortunate, and it's never a good time, I guess, for injury, but it's also part of our sport, and we play so much and changing surfaces and, you know, continents. It's not always the best thing for the body, but and mind as well. But you know, at the moment I feel healthy. My foot's been healing. I mean, I'm still taking Voltaren, but it's been feeling fine for each match and practice session. So I'm really happy, and I have physio traveling with me.
Is it anti-inflammatories, pain medication, that kind of thing?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
All right. And I just want to ask also, you've had the taste of world #1, and you've had a taste of a Grand Slam victory. How hungry are you to get that back?
Very, very. I'm really motivated, and I want to get back to the top and you know, back in contention to win a Grand Slams again. And you know, it's been a long process of getting my mind there and my body and game and everything together. But you know, and still, it's going to be a lot of hard work and long process. But I'm starting to enjoy it as well. And you know, and I know if it doesn't happen this week, it's you know, coming, and things are coming together, so that's what I want to focus on and give myself the best possible chance to achieve that.
Speaking of being at the top, at the moment the focus is probably on Serena and Maria in the draw. I just wanted to get your thoughts on what it's like, what your thoughts are on their games and what it's like to face them, and if you have any kind of relationship with them as people.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing really well at the moment, both of them, and I think there are lots of good and dangerous opponents in a draw, and it's never, you know, easy playing them. They have such a powerful game, and I think that's the future of tennis, and that's sort of where tennis is heading towards, and you know, they show that. I mean, Serena hasn't lost many matches lately, so you know, she's always dangerous, especially here in New York. She loves playing here.
You haven't played much on the hard courts this summer. Does that hurt your game, or is that overrated?
Well, it definitely was a little bit disappointing because before my first match, so I was a little bit more nervous and not having many matches on hard court. But sort of after you played a couple of matches now and you know, you get few wins, that kind of, you forget about that. And I guess the good side of it is that I'm fresh. You know, I haven't been playing so much and wearing out.
Anna, how worried were you after you had to pull out of Canada? You know, you found out you had a foot injury or Cincinnati, but.
Yeah, well, to be honest, when I pulled out, I thought, you know, I have plenty of time to heal. But then it was Monday before, actually a week before the tournament started, and I still had pain walking. So that's when I started to panic a little bit and to worry, and yeah, and I just like was spending lots of time doing rehab and you know, icing and staying off my foot, which was as well frustrating. So I couldn't do much fitness. But then on Wednesday I could play sort of almost without pain. So that was a big turnaround.
So is it muscle or bone?
No, it was tendon actually. It was a little tear in tendon, and then my whole foot was inflamed.
So the tear really hasn't healed yet?
No, I think it has, because with all the rest that I had, it should have. But because it's in a place that you use so much, the inflammation is still there. That's why I'm staying on Voltaren, to keep the inflammation out.
Kim, of course, just stepped aside in terms of ending her singles career, and we've heard many nice things said about her. But do you have a particular story or incident or interaction with her that expresses who she is as a person?
Yeah, she's a great girl. I mean, and ever since I came on tour, she was always, you know, super friendly and open, and we had so many, you know, laughs in the locker room, and even now we had a good chat, and it's really sad to see her leave. I think it's, you know, it's a loss for our tennis, and she's such a great champion, and she showed that many times, you know, and she was almost coming back yesterday as well, and we'll definitely miss her.
Anna, do you see yourself playing to age 30, or is that just too long of a career?
Well, it's hard to say, because many things happen in life that you sort of don't predict, and there I think certain times in your life when you have different priorities, I guess. But at the moment, I'm really happy with how everything's going, and I know I'm considered a veteran, but I'm still not thinking. I'm not putting the date to it.
Today you were,
The tennis players are in particular some of the few female athletes who are consistently able to get endorsements and get money outside of tennis through brands and starting new companies. And I wonder why you think tennis players are so successful at being able to do that.
Well, it's really hard to say. I think there are also other athletes that have also endorsements outside of their sports. But women's tennis is quite popular, and we do. I think we are doing a great job to represent. That girls can still be girls and yet do sports and be very athletic, and maybe that's why. And it's it's a sport that is spread worldwide. So I think that's why it's really interesting for people to invest.
Is there a tension for you as a player between making sure you're excelling on the court and your performance is there, but also trying to look for opportunities?
Well, I think it's connected because unless you do well on court, you're not going to get endorsements. So it is very closely connected.
today you've been talking about your injuries you did the other day, but you also said the other day that tennis is hard on the heart. How is it hard?
Emotionally, it's very hard. Well, because especially speaking from my experience, because I take everything personally, and I'm such a perfectionist. And when you have tough matches and when you lose, it's all in a public eye, and it's not it's not easy to deal with it yourself, and yet you have to deal with in front of so many people.
You might end up playing Sloane Stephens, we don't know yet, but I don't know how much contact you've had with her. Do you see any of yourself in her?
Well, I played her last year here, actually, so I do know a little bit, but she's improved a lot since then, and I watched a little bit the previous match, and, it's going to be a tough match no matter who I play. I mean, there are no easy opponents
I'm
in
talking
it.
more in terms of personality.
Personality, she's very bubbly, yeah, that's for sure, and she's really happy and upbeat, and, I do see myself a little bit, but I think over the years, I calmed a little bit. Maybe it's the years on tour.
Anna, you were saying that you get emotional when you lose in front of the public eye. What do you feel responsible if people leave the stadium and say, "Oh, Anna was my favorite player and she lost"?
Yeah, and a little bit, and it's tough because that people want the best in their hearts, but still, you feel like you're not only letting yourself down, but you're letting others down, and I know it's not really what matters. It's again yourself, and you gave your 100%, but it's never easy, really.
While we're comparing you to other players, in a way you could say you and Kim have some similarities, both from relatively small European countries, long-time prime rival, also from your country, and trying to be positive towards everyone. Do you see some similarities between yourself and Kim?
Yeah, I do, and it's nice to be compared to someone like Kim. I mean, she's such a great champion, and there are a lot of similarities, and I also think in personality as well. So it's not bad to be compared to her.
Anna, do you know that this is a second straight Grand Slam then Chris Evert is picked you as a woman sleeper?
That what?
The ESPN.com is Chris Evert picked you. This is the second straight slam that Chris Evert picked you as a women's sleeper in the women's field. As a sleeper in the women's field.
It means someone who could go very far.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Well, that's good to know. Now I know what it means.
According to your opinion, this is a long process from a sleeper position to get a potential favorite.
Yeah, I mean it is, but that's what you work for, and you want to put yourself in that position. And like I said, I used to get very excited to look forward, and especially when you have a chance to get far, but I just have to take care of each match at a time, because each match can be dangerous if your focus is on the next match or the match after that. So yeah, just taking care of each match, and I know I have game to get far, and I've done that in the past, but yet it's been a long time since I reached quarters in a Grand Slam, so that would be my next step.
With Caroline Wozniacki and Francesca Schiavone already being knocked out of your quarter, do you ever, I know you said you take one match at a time, do you ever look ahead and see who else is still in, out?
Well, in a way, a little bit, and your guys are there to remind me of it too. Thank you. But no, I think it's important to take it one step at a time, because sometimes it's nice to play top players, because you have to beat everyone in order to get to the top and to get far in a Grand Slam. And other players who are maybe lower ranked, they can be more dangerous. Like, for example, Kerber last year, she came in as ranked 100 something and made the semis, and now she's ranked top 10 to 6 in the world. So any opponent can be dangerous, especially further in the tournament.
Very good.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you.